All processes that attract a payment will have a system-generated invoice or invoices, as well as the accepted payment channels to be used. As such, you should not make any additional payments to facilitate the processing of your application. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the tutorial for the registration of sectional plans on Ardhisasa. According to the Sectional Properties Act of 2020 and the Sectional Properties Regulations of 2021, sectional properties can be defined as registered structural divisions of buildings, that is, units, owned by individual proprietors with common property, for instance, stairs and parking lots, owned equally by the proprietors of said units. Sectional properties are created through the registration of a sectional plan that is prepared by a surveyor from a building plan that has already been approved by the county government. Also, prior to registration, the building must have been properly georeferenced and approved by the survey department. It is important to note that the units only qualify for registration under the Sectional Properties Act if there is intention from the developer or the parcel owner to confer ownership of the units. The management of the units and common property is done by a registered corporation. The corporation is unique as is established under Section 17 of the Sectional Properties Act. It is tasked with maintaining the property in good condition, enforcing the bylaws, paying premiums for any insurance policies, and all other tasks that ensure that the property is well managed. It should be noted that this process we are highlighting incorporates the registration of the corporation. On the platform, the initiation of this process is not restricted to any particular individual. For instance, it can be done by the land proprietor, a registered advocate, or a licensed surveyor. However, the individual in question must be registered on Ardhisasa. In this scenario, you are an advocate and you'll be initiating this application on behalf of the property owner. However, your representation will not be from a legal perspective. As such, you won't need to initiate it with your advocate account. For more information on professional accounts and account upgrades on Ardhisasa, kindly view our tutorial on the subject through the link in this video's description. An important aspect to note is that at the time of this video's release, this application process is limited to properties within the Nairobi area. To begin with, you'll access our platform on your preferred browser. On the landing page, click on the login feature at the top and you'll be navigated to the login page. Key in your Ardhisasa ID or national ID number, enter your password and then click Continue. Upon doing so, you'll be provided with a one-time password code, an OTP, which will be sent to the phone number you used to register with on the platform. Once you have received the OTP, type the code onto the OTP prompt box and then click Login. You'll then be navigated to the dashboard, where you'll find a number of services listed under the departments we have in the State Department for Lands and Physical Planning. So navigate to the Land Registration section and then click on View More. Here, you'll find various services offered in this department. Our focus is on sectional properties. Click on it and you'll find the specific application listed. Upon selecting it, you'll be directed to the applications page, and here there are a number of tabs provided. The Pending, Ongoing, Approved, Rejected, and Cancelled. All the applications that you have initiated will be listed among the tabs provided, depending on the level of processing of your application. The Pending tab features applications that you have initiated but did not complete. It or they still need some action from your side or from the parties involved in the applications. The Ongoing tab features applications which you have submitted and have been forwarded to the ministry for processing. The Completed tab features applications which have been approved by the relevant ministry officials. The Rejected tab is for applications that have been rejected by the ministry staff for one reason or another. The precise reasons for rejection are communicated to you on the application. And the Cancel tab is for applications which have been cancelled by the different parties involved in the application process. To initiate this, you'll click on the New Application button on the top right-hand corner. You'll then be navigated to a page with FAQs, which is the frequently asked questions related to this process. You can go ahead and explore the FAQs to get an understanding of what this process entails. Once you've done so and you are satisfied, click on the Next button. The next section is on plan details. In this, you'll first fill in the parcel details. go ahead and enter the mother parcel number in the format registry/block and then the block number with no space in between /the parcel number. Next up is the corporation address details, where you'll key in the location of the corporation as well as the address. We'll then move on to the developer details. You'll enter the Ardhisasa ID of the developer or the property owner, and once you do so, click on search and the details of the individual will be listed on the right. In case you made an error when entering the ID and it brought about the wrong details, you might as well click on the remove button and enter the needed information correctly. You'll also be required to enter the Ardhisasa ID of the pickup person. This is the individual who will pick up the new titles of the units from the registry offices once they are ready. Proceed and enter the ID, click on search, and the details of the person in question will be listed. Next is the bylaws acceptance details section. Here, there's a drop-down menu which lists all the key members of the corporation. In each scenario, you'll enter the needed details of said members who later on will verify on the application and execute their signatures. All the members at this point must have been registered on the platform. So we'll begin with the chairperson, enter the Ardhisasa ID, and upon doing so, click on search. A pop-up box will appear requiring you to select the category of person to execute as the official. It can either be the individual executing on their own behalf or an attorney executing on behalf of the official. If you choose the attorney option, you'll key in the power of attorney entry number in the format registry/the entry number /the month of registration /the year of registration, and then click on search, and the power of attorney entry number will be listed underneath the search bar along with the Ardhisasa ID. You can reach out to the customer care desk to confirm your power of attorney entry number. A ticket will be created for you and you'll get a notification on your SMS as well as on your account confirming the correct entry number. In this tutorial, we'll choose the self option and then click on the save button. The name of the chairperson will be listed below and the name of the person executing on behalf of the chairperson will be listed on the right. Kindly proceed and repeat the same process for the other members and their details will be listed. Once you've provided the information needed in this page, you can move on to the documents page. In this, you will upload the required documents, which include a scanned copy of the bylaws, which as a matter of emphasis should conform with the second schedule of the Sectional Properties Regulations of 2021. You'll also upload a scanned copy of the endorsed site and building plan from survey. A key thing to note is that the document should be uploaded in either PDF, PNG, or JPEG formats. In each instance, click on the Choose File button to upload a scanned copy of the respective documents, and the documents will be listed against the Choose File button. If you have any other documents which you feel will be relevant during the processing of your application, you can click on the Additional Documents text box, type in the name of the document, upload the document by clicking on the Choose File button, and that document will be listed on the right. You can attach several documents in this section, one at a time. If you are content with the documents you have provided, to facilitate the application process, you can proceed and click on Next. The last step is the confirmation step with all the details that you've provided. Go through the entire page and confirm the details are accurate. If satisfied, you can go ahead and click on Submit. You also have the option of going back if you need to edit any information from the previous pages. Upon clicking on Submit, you'll be prompted to approve on whether you indeed want to submit the request, and then proceed and click Yes. A confirmation message will appear on a pop-up box affirming that the application has been submitted successfully. Click on Close. At this point, you'll have automatically been redirected to the applications page. And as you can see, the application is still on the pending tab, meaning that there's further action that needs to be taken on it before it is forwarded to the ministry. When you click on the View button, you'll be directed to the Units Details page. Here, you'll be able to see the sectional property numbers for the individual units within the development. Also, in this page, you'll be required to add the proprietor details of the property owner before going to the next stage of the application. To do so, click on the Execute button, and the proprietor details section will populate underneath. To begin with, you'll select the holding type, which could either be sole, joint proprietorship, or proprietorship in common. In this, the holding type is sole. You'll also enter the proprietor's Ardhisasa ID, click on Search, select the category of person to execute as the proprietor, we'll go with Self, click on Save, and the details of the proprietor will be listed below. Upon doing this, scroll up to the top of the page, click on the Process button to finalize on the addition of the proprietor details. A pop-up notification will appear confirming the same, then click on Close. With that done, the next step you'll take is to pay the Registration of Plans processing fee. At this point, an invoice for the same will have automatically been generated on the Invoices section of your application. As you can see, you are required to pay the associated fee amounting to 1,050 Kenya shillings. However, it should be noted that this fee payment is not exclusive to you, the applicant. The proprietor will receive a similar invoice and any of you can pay for it. In this case, you'll be paying the fee. As such, click on Pay, and you'll be provided with the available methods for payment as well as the procedures to be used. Proceed to pay with your preferred method, and once you do so, you'll notice that the payment status which previously read pending now reads complete. A key thing to note is that you can view the progress level of your application on the progress bar as is featured on the upper section of your screen upon submission of your application. With most of our application processes, all the parties involved will have to verify via OTP and append their signatures. And as you can see on the Application Details tab, under the Verification section, the involved parties are yet to do so. Compared to the other parties in this process, you, the applicant, will only need to append your signature. However, in this scenario, you'll append your signature after all the involved parties have verified and signed onto the application. At this point, all the parties will have received a notification on SMS to access their accounts and do their bit in verifying and signing. That said, it is best advised that you be in communication with them throughout the verification process for ease of operations. Once any of the parties has logged in, they'll navigate to the Application Details section of the application in question, and an OTP prompt box will be displayed with the Get OTP button alongside it. Below the OTP prompt box, there's a disclaimer for the party involved. It instructs them to only enter the OTP code if they authorize the application made on their behalf by the applicant involved in the process. So if the individual is aware of the process and approves of it, they'll click on the Get OTP button and an OTP code will be sent to their phone number. After receiving the code, the individual will then key it in the featured prompt box and then click on the Verify button. Upon doing so, a pop-up box will appear affirming that the OTP has been successfully verified. So they'll go ahead and click on Close. The party will then navigate to the Add Signature section below, where they'll append their signature. There are a number of options on how to do so. To begin with, there's this signing area here, which allows them to sign on their computer mouse if they're using a desktop or a laptop, and alternatively, with a stylus pen or their index finger if they're using a phone or tablet to access the platform. They also have the other option of signing with another device. Upon clicking on this, a pop-up box will appear displaying 4 alternative options for signing. For more information on the available signing options on Ardhisasa, kindly view our YouTube tutorial explaining the same through the link featured in this video's description. In this case, they'll sign on the signing area. To do so, they'll place the mouse cursor on the area, press and hold the left click button, and then go ahead and append their signature. If satisfied, the party will click on Save. However, if not pleased with it, they can remove it by clicking on Clear and then appending their signature once again to their liking. There's a pop-up notification that will appear requiring them to affirm that they want to submit this as their signature. They'll click on Yes. Upon doing so, the OTP status and the signature status will have been updated. That said, the other parties are yet to perform their roles. The verification and signing process for the rest is exactly the same as what we've just highlighted. As mentioned earlier, the applicant and the parties involved in this application ought to be in active communication during the verification process. As such, once the parties have done their bit, you as the applicant will be notified and you'll navigate the application status page and refresh it. As you can see on the verification section, all the parties involved have verified and signed on the application. However, as you can recall, you held out on signing earlier on until all the parties had completed their roles in the application. With that done, you can now proceed to the Add Signature section and append your signature. In this case, you'll sign in the signing area and then click on the Save button. A pop-up notification will appear requiring you to affirm your submission of the signature. Click on Yes. Upon doing so, kindly refresh the page and you'll notice that the progress level of your application has changed from the initial 13% to 25%, with new communication requiring you to surrender the mother title of the parcel in question. At this point, a ticket and an invite will have been created on your account in order to enable you to surrender the title. So go ahead and navigate to the My Appointments feature on the left panel of your screen. On the Invitations tab, you'll see an invite that has been created. Click on View, and you'll be able to book the appointment on the calendar to your right. Select on the date that you'd like to surrender the title, and also select the time, and then click on Submit. A pop-up will appear requiring you to confirm whether you want to set the appointment, and then click on Yes. The invitation will then transition to the Upcoming Appointments tab. Click on the View button, and you'll be able to generate a Get Pass containing all the relevant information. Click on the Download button to save the Get Pass document to your local machine, which you will print and present at the registry offices in your quest to surrender your title. You also have the option of rescheduling in case the date and time you previously selected is no longer convenient for you. For more information on ticketing and appointments in general, click on the featured link in this video's description to view our tutorial on it. So once the mother title has been surrendered and the ticket has been closed, you'll get an SMS notification confirming the same. As such, you'll navigate to the application on your account, which will now be on the Ongoing tab. And on the progress bar, you'll see that the application has been forwarded to the Land Administration Department for processing. The processing phase of your application will majorly involve the Land Administration and Land Valuation departments, with the core business being land rent apportionment for all the units. The Land Registration Department will be involved at the tail end to finalize on the registration process. Once the application successfully goes through the first approval, an invoice will automatically be generated on the accounts of the involved parties, prompting either of you to pay the featured fees, that is, the unit processing fee. You will all receive a notification, both on SMS as well as on email, communicating the same. When you click on View, you'll be able to see a cumulative summary of the constituent fees, which includes the convenience fee at 50 shillings, the unit's title fee at 1,000 shillings per unit, as well as the unit's processing fee at 310 shillings per unit. In this scenario, you'll be paying the fee. As such, kindly navigate back to the Invoices tab, click on the Pay button, and you'll be provided with the available methods for payment as well as the procedures to be used. Once you've paid, the status of payment will change from pending to complete. Upon payment, refresh the page, and on the progress bar, you'll see that your application has automatically been forwarded to the involved registrar at the Land Registration Department for final approval. Once the application has been fully processed and approved, the parties involved will receive a notification confirming the same, and when you access the application, the progress level will read 100%, alluding to the application's approval. Additionally, the concerned party, that is, the pickup person you entered previously, will have been notified to collect the unit titles from the registry offices. That's it for this tutorial on the registration of sectional plans on Ardhisasa. Feel free to give feedback on this tutorial in the comment section below. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell button to get notifications on new videos as and when we post them. Kindly follow us on our social media handles as well. That is at Ardhisasa_KE on X and Instagram and at Ardhisasa on Facebook. Thanks for watching and goodbye.